выполняем по первому.
741 выполняйте первый, прием, третий.
Russia may need to significantly ramp up production of its modern aerial refueling tanker, the Il-78MK-90A, to fulfill a potential large export order from China. According to recent reports citing industry sources and previously leaked documents, Beijing has considered acquiring as many as 20 of these aircraft, with possible deliveries scheduled for 2027 to 2028. The prospect of such a substantial contract would place considerable demands on Russia's aircraft manufacturing capacity at a time when domestic priorities and industrial constraints already stretch resources. The Il-78MK-90A represents the export-oriented variant of Russia's latest generation aerial tanker, developed on the basis of the Il-76MK-90A heavy transport aircraft. Produced primarily at the Aviastar SP facility in Ulanovska under the United Aircraft Corporation, part of Rostec. The aircraft features 4 PS-90A-76 turbofan engines. These power plants deliver improved fuel efficiency, reduced noise and emissions, and greater thrust compared with earlier D-30KP engines used on legacy Il-78 models. The tanker has a maximum takeoff weight of approximately 210 tons and can reach speeds of up to 800 to 850 km per hour. In aerial refueling operations, it is capable of transferring up to 78 tons of fuel at a distance of around 1,000 kilometers, operating at refueling speeds between 450 and 600 km per hour. Equipped with 3 UPAZ-1M refueling pods, one under each wing and one on the rear fuselage, the Il-78MK-90A can simultaneously refuel 1 heavy aircraft or 2 tactical aircraft in flight, and up to 4 aircraft on the ground. Beyond its primary tanker role, the aircraft retains multi-mission flexibility. It can be reconfigured within hours to serve as a transport platform capable of carrying cargo, vehicles, or personnel, and in some configurations supports airdrop operations. This dual-role capability has been highlighted in discussions surrounding Chinese requirements, which reportedly include the ability to airdrop equipment and cargo. Reports of Chinese interest trace back to leaked internal documents attributed to Rostec and Ilyushin dating from 2023. Aviation analyst Peter Batowski and others identified customer 156 in these materials as China. A letter reportedly requested clarification on the parts composition for an order of 20 Il-78MK-90A aircraft, with delivery timelines pointing to 2027 to 2028. Subsequent investigative reporting has referenced Chinese military delegations visiting Russian facilities, including inspections of Il-78M90A prototypes, and mentioned contractual discussions that included training for Chinese pilots and engineers. While some sources describe a contract dated around late 2023, public confirmation of a fully signed and binding agreement remains limited. Analysts note that the absence of official announcements from either side leaves open questions about the precise status of any deal. China's potential pursuit of the Russian tankers has been described by observers as somewhat paradoxical. The People's Liberation Army Air Force, PLAF, already operates the indigenous YY-20A, also referred to as Y-20U, a modern tanker derived from the Y-20 heavy transport aircraft. Production of the YY-20A is understood to be accelerating, gradually replacing older H-6U tankers converted from H-6 bombers and supplementing a small number of Il-78 aircraft acquired earlier from Ukraine. The YY-20A is reported to offer substantial fuel carrying capacity, potentially around 90 tons in some assessments, sufficient to support multiple fighters per sortie and extend the operational range of platforms such as the J-16, J-20, J-35, and H-6K. Yet the scale of China's long-range aviation ambitions appears to outpace current domestic tanker output. Rapid fleet expansion while indigenous production ramps up could explain interest in an interim solution. The Il-78MK-90A would provide a proven, readily available platform with established multi-role features and compatibility considerations for existing Chinese systems. In the context of broader force modernization goals aimed at enhancing power projection and sustained operations at greater distances, additional tanker capacity remains a high priority. For Russia, fulfilling an order of this magnitude would represent both an opportunity and a significant industrial challenge. Serial production of the related Il-76MD-90A and Il-78M-90A family has faced delays and capacity constraints in recent years. The Russian Ministry of Defense itself ordered a limited number of Il-78M-90A aircraft, with production rates historically modest. Reports have cited annual output figures in the single digits for related heavy airlifters at Ulanovska. Scaling up to deliver 20 export aircraft on a compressed timeline would require prioritization of the production line, potential expansion of workforce and supply chains, and careful balancing against domestic needs for transport and tanker aircraft. The economic implications are notable. Large export contracts for advanced military aircraft generate revenue, support employment in the aviation sector, and help sustain production lines that might otherwise face underutilization. In the current geopolitical environment, such deals also reinforce defense-industrial cooperation between Moscow and Beijing. At the same time, Western sanctions and technology access limitations continue to affect Russian aerospace manufacturing, making efficient execution of complex programs more demanding. Strategically, any substantial transfer of Il-78MK-90A aircraft to China would enhance the PLAAF's ability to support extended missions, including those involving advanced fighters and bombers. It would also illustrate the continuing depth of military technical ties between Russia and China, even as Beijing advances its own indigenous platforms. For Russia, successful execution of such an order would demonstrate the competitiveness of its modernized heavy aircraft family on the export market and provide practical experience in meeting foreign customer requirements, including potential specialized configurations. As of mid-2026, reports continue to circulate regarding new Il-78MK-90A airframes under construction or preparation, with some imagery and footage speculated to relate to export customers. Whether the full complement of 20 aircraft materializes, and on what precise schedule, will depend on final contractual confirmation, production capacity realization, and the evolving priorities of both governments. What remains clear is that any order of this scale would compel Russia to undertake a substantial production effort, one that tests the resilience and flexibility of its aircraft industry while offering tangible benefits in terms of industrial workload and strategic partnership. The Il-78MK-90A's combination of modern engines, substantial fuel transfer capacity, multi-role versatility, and relative maturity positions it as a credible option for operators seeking to bridge capability gaps. For China, it could serve as a force multiplier during a transitional period of domestic production growth. For Russia, it represents a major potential export success that would require focused industrial commitment. Continued monitoring of official statements, production progress at Ulanovska, and further documentary evidence will be essential to determine the ultimate scope and timeline of this reported program.